Welcome to Football with Cheese. So I was not going to make another video today, but I had to do a reaction to the news. The Vikings have fired their GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. I think I finally got the name right. It's pretty Kwesi of them to do it. I apologize for that. This is a surprise because of the timing. Not necessarily that he got fired. There were some rumblings. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notification so you never miss one of my videos. So who is Kwesi? He went to Princeton. He worked on Wall Street and then got a job with the 49ers. He worked there for several years in the research and development department. Then he got a job with the Cleveland Browns under Andrew Berry as the vice president of operations. As you know, if you watch all my videos, I'm not a fan of Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns. He should have been fired years ago. Very analytically driven, almost too much. And that's the way Kwesi is as well. So then he gets the job 4 years ago to become the Vikings general manager. And looking at his drafts, I guess they weren't great. He did inherit a pretty talented roster. He had Christian Darrisaw, Justin Jefferson, Brian O'Neill, people like that. Looking at his drafts, got it pulled up here, they were kind of hit and miss. His first one was particularly bad. He did get Jordan Addison, and of course the biggest pick he made was a 2024 draft when he selected J.J. McCarthy. And like I said, there were rumblings that the Vikings could move on from him, but last year they won 14 games. They did not win the division because the Lions won 15, but you can't fire a GM after winning 14 games. So he did not get fired. I know a lot of the fans wanted him gone because he hasn't been the best drafting GM. But I'll say this. The Vikings have a very good roster. And you got to give them credit for signing Sam Darnold, 1 year, $10 million. And Darnold has this amazing year, and they had to make a decision. It was the biggest decision of the offseason. Do we re-sign Sam Darnold, make him our quarterback? Or do we roll with J.J. McCarthy, who did not play at all his rookie year? He tore his meniscus in the first preseason game, so he was an unknown. And I think the main reason that he let Sam Darnold walk, and a lot of people are going to blame him for this, but I agree with the decision at the time. A lot of people in the media did as well, because Darnold collapsed at the end of the year. When the offensive line was awful and he had pressure in his face, he played terrible. He played awful against the Lions, where if they win, they're the number one seed. Instead, they become a wild card team. And then versus the Rams in the playoffs. He was terrible in those games. And if you give him a big contract and you get the old Sam Darnold, you're definitely fired. So he made a decision. Like I said, at the time, I agreed with it. Looking back, it looks terrible because Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, who are favored in the Super Bowl, and that is why he is fired. Let's be honest. The timing is terrible. Did Minnesota have a disappointing season? Sure. But they finished this season so strong, winning their last 5 games. And they were only 2 games away from being the 2 seed, from winning the division and being the 2 seed. And a lot of Vikings fans are probably thinking this. If we had re-signed Darnold, we might be in the Super Bowl. Because the Seahawks would not be without Darnold. And who knows? Maybe the Vikings win 13, 14 games. They are the number 1 seed. Maybe they are the favorites in the Super Bowl. It's impossible to know. So that has to be the main reason. Because they waited until the week of the Senior Bowl. He was in Mobile for the Senior Bowl, doing his job. The timing was terrible. And now Rob Brzezinski, hope I said that right, is the Vice President of Football Operations currently. He is going to run the team through the draft. So he will be the interim general manager. Here's the problem with that. He is the salary cap guru. Rarely does a salary cap guy end up becoming the general manager. Rarely is he in charge of the draft. He will probably get a lot of help from the scouting department. But now they're going to wait till after the draft to hire a GM. If I'm a general manager candidate, I don't want to be hired after the draft. I want the job before the draft. I want to be able to pick my players. Free agency's coming up and the draft. You could pick a ton of players that I don't want. And then I don't want that job. If they were going to fire him, they should have done it in the middle of the year when they were playing terrible. J.J. McCarthy was awful. He was so up and down. That's when they should have done it, because they could even have had a general manager in place by the time the offseason started. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota, but the timing is just terrible. It's like they waited to see how Sam Darnold did in the playoffs. And if he did really well, if you made it to the Super Bowl, okay, then you're fired. I just don't like organizations that run their business that way. So what do you think in the comments? Do you think Kwesi deserved to be fired? Possibly, but the timing to me was absolutely terrible. And you have a salary cap guy now running free agency in the draft. Could be a really shaky offseason for the Vikings. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Share this with anyone who loves football. I cover all 32 teams on this channel. Lights Out Podcast, me and Mike, we do it every Tuesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Link in the description. We talk baseball, college football, and of course, NFL. Check out this video if you have not. It's all about Sam Darnold, how he went from top 3 pick to draft bust to the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl. Pretty incredible story. So make sure you check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.